So, the new bill. This is the important part. Yeah, so they're pointing out that there's a huge load of complexity related to RA93. Absolutely. If I say RA93, by the way, I'm referring to the privatisation legislation from the Railways Act 1993. We've done episodes on it. You can go back to them. Okay, the Railways Bill will consolidate functions currently spread across at least 17 different industry bodies into GBR. This will include responsibility for passenger services, infrastructure management, decisions on the use of network capacity, supporting functions currently performed by the Rail Delivery Group, RIP, the Rail Delivery Group. What am I going to say? Goodbye to the Railway Delivery Group. Ownership of the customer experience, fine. Okay, so there's some notable omissions from that bit of the story. Okay, new directing mind. Right, okay. So GBR will be the directing mind. This is the kind of the long story of... Yeah, okay. GBR will be steered by the objectives and outcomes set by the Transport Secretary via a new long-term rail strategy. So that's the thing. The next thing that we have to wait for and pay attention to is the long-term rail strategy. It's like, okay. But when's that going to arrive? And surely that should be set by broad policy. No, okay. And by Scottish ministers within the Scottish Government's rail strategy, yes. The Railways Bill will set up a new periodic review funding process under which the Transport Secretary and Scottish ministers will set a statement of objectives and will sign off GBR's integrated business plans. Okay, presumably with autonomy over capital spend as well. Okay. The Transport Secretary will be required to consult Welsh ministers in preparation. Okay, so there's a little bit of the devolution back and forth there that they're talking about for Wales as well. While ministers will set its overarching objectives and strategic direction, GBR will be an empowered organisation with the independence and expertise to balance customer planning operational needs. Okay, good. That, in theory, that's good. That is good. It'll be a commercial and agile company. Don't know what that means. Where consistent with its objectives and duties, it will be able to seek out opportunities that deliver benefits for customers and reduce costs to the taxpayer. I'm guessing that means it will be able to trade commercially on certain elements. Is kind of which being involved in test tracks. Let me tell you, that is a useful thing to be able to do. Is actually have the autonomy to be able to like sell stuff and buy stuff and behave a bit corporately, whilst also maximizing taxpayer benefit. That is a thing that it's not. We're not talking about PFI. It's like building consortiums with supply chain, for example, things like that. GBR will be incentivized to deliver wider social. Okay, yeah. Balancing its objectives and available funding to achieve wider benefits such as housing, net zero, and regional growth across the country. Okay. Further benefit will be more responsive to local priorities. Okay, yep. To bring decision making as close to communities as possible. Oh, we said that, didn't we? Okay, so in theory they're using the language, but the proof of the pudding will be in the eating. It's going to work with mayoral strategic authorities. Okay. Yeah. Integrate and track and train locally. Okay, so GBR will be structured to focus on delivering for its customers locally. Business units. Oh, wait a minute. This is looking remarkably sectorized. Business units will be the powerhouse of the organisation, bringing together today's infrastructure management functions for Network Rail and passenger operations currently led by TOCs into a single local team. So, how is that going to look then? Because there are quite a few talks. This isn't necessarily distinct from the proposals we came up with and what we thought was the right model way back, so long as you get the right balance of centralisation and devolution. The thing they mustn't do is undo the balance. The Network Rail's devolution agenda was a bit of a mess. There were quite a lot of negative side effects, and I have to say a diminishing number of positive ones from devolution, the devolution agenda within Network Rail. And that's being unpicked in a few places. Let's hope that doesn't get reversed again as part of this splitting up. So let's see what happens. It does make sense to align into these business units. It'll be interesting to see what that structure is and how they relate to long distance, regional, and crucially urban mobility as well. So yeah, someone's saying the IBUs will be around long term. Assumed they're a halfway house thing. Yeah, well, let's see.